Yeah, let me record you on the positive side. Say, I'm in India. I worked 10 years there, and then I gave a couple of visa attempts on F1 and H1, and finally I came here. So I drove from Montana to almost Boston, Helena, Montana to uh, Boston for a project, data centers migration project. And again, only part I didn't visit is Texas. By road I didn't go, but I almost drove from New York to every place I drove, and then I went to Florida, all by SUV. So I've seen a lot of states. I worked there, a lot of states. I worked on various technologies. So let me give a positive side of the US, life in America. Thank you for all the subscribers, comments, and everything. This I bought when I was 40. Yeah, let me record life on the positive side, and yeah, probably this will be helpful for everyone who is looking for a project. And some haters used to ask, Kumar, why do you change projects frequently? That's what many, I laugh at haters comments as long as they don't attack in person. People troll on AndraFriends.com and Chalanachitram.com and various websites. From the beginning, I'm telling, if you work more than 2 months in one technology in one location, you are dead. I talked to various recruiters in last decade. So any good Java or any good consultant change project once in 2 months, because what is there in a client location? If you stay more than 2 months to learn, you will become government job in India, like go to office at 10 o'clock, leave at 5 o'clock, 1 hour lunch break, breakfast break, tea break. You do nothing because the contractors will do. Now you should understand why Kumar changed projects. One, because of whatever the given immigration status. Let me not touch the subject H1B and immigration status, but let me explain you on the extreme positive side of life in America. Okay, I worked in India. Same experience. Experience is nothing but repetition of first year. If a guy is 1 year experienced or 30 years experience, it's same. He repeat the things what he learned in the first year. Some people anyway criticize saying that Kumar, BA, whatever. Let me start from the beginning. So I'm a last bench student. So morning I made a video, right? Chinna Babu, you have seen that video, Chinna Babu, right? So because of my height, maybe 6 feet, from the beginning I used to sit in the last bench. Then I'm not up to 10th class, first class student, intermediate, maybe second class student, degree, I'm a third class student. But my generalist, many of my friends, they get into post graduation MA into some central universities. It's not that easy to get into those universities, but they get into those top. So they get into top universities. So they get into top universities, whatever the MA, public administration. So some of them they're working in India, leading English magazines, whatever. Then some went for group 1, some went for civils. So then I came to Hyderabad in 1995 to write the civil services examinations or group 1, whatever. I gave almost all examinations except civils and bank exams, income tax inspectors. I think people in America may not understand this, but whatever all the government services I have attempted, including the Indian Army, National Defense Academy. I was in National Cadet Corps, NCC it's called, and during my schooling days. I missed the certificate of C. A and B I didn't collect in Giddalur where I studied in my schooling, whatever. So I learned arts and by force, because mine is science background, thought of go for engineering, right? So I learned arts, so I have the blend of both arts and science. Then I came to Hyderabad, one of the state capital. So then I went and met one of the Rao's IAS coaching center. So these days I see many people IAS coaching videos, but those days I don't think we have internet. Rao's I met and he said 2 years hard work is enough. I also worked with various IAS officers, honest and corrupt also. Corrupted I confronted, and then all they need a student is 2 years of rigorous hard work. That's it. If they have luck apart from this hard work, they will pass and they will be sitting there. So that's what one of my ex-boss IAS officer used to say, because of your luck you are here. It is not that you are not selected or not intelligent. That's what. And he told, but somehow I bought a computer. Same time I joined in Optic Bashirbagh, one of the centers there, for 6 months, or then it upgraded to 1 year or 2 years. 2 years course I joined. Then this BA plus Optic 2 years is 16 years of education is the counselor has convinced as per the US standards. At that time I don't have dream of America at that time. My uncle bought, assuming that I will feed all the civils information into the computer. Somehow I turned, I could not sit and do a programming. I don't have patience, logical thinking, right? Logical thinking. Then I start thinking, how does the computer works? Then I went to Koti, one IEC institute. I learned computer hardware, that 6 months course in less than 3 months, whatever. And then with my BA resume, one page, I went shop to shop saying that I did my BA, I need a hardware job. Some gave without salary, some gave with job salary, like that. I used to attend several interviews, and then I used to tell all this to Bharat, one of my friend. He was the faculty in Novel Otherwise Training Institute. He came to US also, just for visit. And then I went for networking. I quit my hardware job. I worked in a rugged industry, manufacturing, computer manufacturing industry for rugged industries. So that was my first experience. Then I joined Godrej. Then I quit. Then I thought of go do a networking. Then CCNA, I went to Bangalore, take a photocopy of books from there, photo shops I mean. And then I cleared all the papers. I don't have money. I stayed in a lodge and my siblings sent some money. And then I cleared off that exam and then lodge rent, whatever. So then I came to Hyderabad. So my intention is to leave Bangalore and Karnataka only once I pass CNA. So those 7 papers with my background, I sit in the hotel and I read what is there. So I understand. So I gave a paper, 1,000 rupees those days. Then I prepared for the exam. So after I pass, I feel like it's okay. Then for MCSC, Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer, in NIT South India, first time they are giving the coaching. So there I underwent all these 6 modules. One guy came from Kannada and attended only for exchange paper. I forgot the name of the faculty still. So then both MCSC, again I went to Bangalore to write the exams. Then somebody called from US saying that if you clear MCSC, you will send H1B papers. That was 1998. So CNE and MCSC, I'm the first guy in Hyderabad probably cleared all. That came in the IT magazine. So then Uptech has given an offer in Bahrain. Out of 100 BTechs, I'm the only guy who got selected. And I don't, they mentioned there, don't contact the company, so I didn't contact them, but somehow I missed it. Later I got an offer in Netherlands. So then Netherlands, one batch left for Netherlands, and then they told one more guy came from Delhi, I think. They said, come to Delhi, do shopping and get ready. But later they sent a fax message saying that because we don't have email IDs those days, saying that some Indian company did fraud in Netherlands, so they stopped giving visas. That's how I lost foreign jobs. When I get Malaysia, I dropped it because I thought of do my masters in computers, that is MCA, to complete this 16 years of education. Though aptech degree I have that one. Then while working, I did MCA. That's what I always recommend for a post graduation. Don't take any money from your parents. It's a waste burden, financial. You can do MS, but I don't recommend wasting your parents' money. Then that was by the time I joined in TTD Tirupati 1 year. I worked. It's a divine coincidence, and then wonderful work experience. And after that, I came to Hyderabad. Before that, I gave an interview, and then after 1 year, they called me for joining the job. So I worked in Hyderabad, at MCR HRD Institute in the Secretariat G Block, where NTR was the Chief Minister office that time. That office is given to this computer CMC. They all used to maintain the projects there. Then I trained some of the IAS and Group 1 officers and networking also. It's called CAOs, APCAOs, along with the IIM professors. So it was a technology side, it's a vast experience, and working with AP former Chief Minister, United AP former Chief Minister Mr. Naidu. I should say hats off for IT. He did lot, just like Rajiv Gandhi did, right? After that PV Narasimha Rao, then Chandrababu Naidu did a lot of things for information technology, and he has lots of command over the state and the technology he learned, and he listened to me also when I give a feedback. After giving the feedback on a Lotus Notes RFA workflow on the entire AP Secretariat, from the bottom to the top, from ASO to the lowest officer to the Chief Minister, if everybody wants to work. So then I told change management training is needed. Then he took that feedback and gave a change management training, proposed it. And the same thing he put for the TDP also, his own party. So he listened to the people. That is one good thing, and he remembers it, whoever give feedback, because he writes in diary, he maintains in an Excel spreadsheet. I don't think many people can do that. Unfortunately, change in guard leadership, we lost our contract jobs, or I don't say contract, mine is a sanctioned post. Then I went to High Court for justice, and it took, again, I told you, right, I studied in my uncle's house, and my uncle was the retired High Court judge. He was the High Court judge when I went to the court for justice. Then he deferred the case, saying that he is my relative, so I cannot take up. Another judge took 1 year. That's about all India experience. Then I came to VLSA company. So I was with the CEO. He put all kinds of tests, and he said, Kumar, I like you. Take care of my property. You take whatever the salary you want and stay next to his house. His house is next to the then Chief Minister of the House, Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Mr. Naidu. By the time America seed was there in 2006, I didn't tell him, but I softly denied. Then I moved to another software company. I worked there for 2 years, and then finally I came to US in 2008. So many have many doubts about my immigration. I don't want to reveal that, but I want to tell on the positive side, technology side, traveling side across US. You see the map, right? At least I have done 20 projects in 12 years, and I lived in 17 to 17 to 20 states. And when my family live in other state, so I commuted between these states, almost like 35 to 40 states I covered out of 50 states. Why? That's while working. So my haters say why Kumar changed project. I worked in a bidding project. See, for example, some data center migration is going on. Whatever, I don't want to reveal. For example, changing of all IPs and taking a backup of all OS, all kinds of database in a particular data centers in California, 5 major locations in US. Who will come in for kind of resource, right? Who knows all kind of technology? That's employers bid the project $2,000 to $5,000 a day. They means once you enter and once you exit, slab rate or per hourly, whatever. Those kind of projects I did. We don't know everything, but you have to go there on the spot and see and all. And when it comes to in-person interviews, I've traveled extensively to see the new places, new environments, and new people. When I sit in the interview and when I talk 20 minutes, I can judge, I mean to say, enough to whether I will be selected or not, or whether the job is okay or not. Those kind of, and service support, I accepted any kind of roles, and always in the kind of what you call migration, upgradation, company split migration, company like brothers divided into two, right? They want to divide the father's property. How you split the property? The same way Active Directory, networking, database, everything you have to split. So that kind of projects I did. So A to Z. And again, that time client asked to record it, whatever I do, the steps, video recording. It's on the computer screen recording, whatever. Vast experience. And then traveling, stayed in hotels, and sometimes American shared rooms, Indian shared rooms. I lost van, I lost everything, clothes and all. Then that's why I told in one video, go to Walmart or Costco or whatever the nearest one, right? Macy's, buy the clothes, food and everything, and then start life, right? So that's what I explained. When it was raining, I was sitting in the van and I explained about data centers migration and all. I have a good friend in Edison, New Jersey at that time, and then we thought of buy a laptop, server configuration laptop, maybe $1,000 to $3,000, $5,000, where we can learn everything and experiment and then hit the projects. Up to this is one. People ask questions, Kumar, do I get the job because COVID-19? Do I get the job because market is like this? Do I get the job? Recession. Again, why I explained about India, because from the hardware I came to, from the BA arts background I came to hardware networking. So if you do BTech electronics or computers, it's more than, you're having more qualification than me, right? That is not compare, but it's more than sufficient. What else do you need? Then when, without knowing all that, still I went shop to shop for a job, right? And I did market research for that. During that time mainframe is there, but I like the networking, I pick up that subject. And when I quit the hardware job from the hardware company, they scolded me, who will give you their network for your R&D? Whatever. I always take it positively, and I never use bad words at work. Be professional, patient, and then polite. Learn from every person, and then every work location. I make notes, and then I make always documentation, two types: one for client, one for the system analyst or the enterprise solution architect. Whatever the role I played, that kind of documentation, because whoever step in that manual, they will refer, right? the high tickets, low tickets, what are the frequent high tickets, what kind of issues, how I fixed it, what are the exact technical things I did, steps that I write it that will be useful for the new guy. So though I replace or deplace or somebody replace or displace me, still what is there in giving the knowledge, right? Sharing knowledge will shine. That's what Edison friend and I discuss this kind of stuff. And then exchange server migration, exchange upgradations, and then novel network I worked, right? Novel 3, 4 and 5, and New York project novel 6, and novel 6 to Active Directory 2003, 2008, 2012. Initially novel to Microsoft, rights and permission they are different and here different, mapping it, and then migration and upgradation. Wonderful experience technology wise. I know I would not have seen these many places if I were in India, or I would not have worked these many technologies. I may be vertically I would have gone up. Excuse me. Maybe I would have become a delivery manager, a technical delivery manager, or a sales, pre-sales somewhere in India. Because one guy came from one company and while working at a data center in New York. So he told, sir, I'm half of your age and half of your experience, but I'm drawing this much money. You draw this less money in America. Why are you staying in America? Like that he told. But vertically will grow faster in India. But here everybody is a consultant, right? Everybody is a soldier. That's what. And that's fine. Let us not regret those kind of technology point I'm taking. So when it comes to asking jobs, you always have to aim for certification. I was telling because I aim for novel certification and I got a job from Bahrain, though I don't have BTech. I got from Netherlands, I got from Malaysia. I dropped Malaysia because I want to complete MC and then leave the country, right? And then meanwhile I applied for MBA in Australia and in US. My visas were refused, and financially also very tough, right? For Canada purpose I learned French for 6 months in India while I was in India. So many things in life is a journey we learned. And then novel network I aimed, right? Novel is outdated by market, ruled out by market, by Microsoft, sorry. Microsoft ruined. So while novel I worked in NIMS government and RTC novel network. I think still they are working with the novel also. I mean, because the workstation may not require any hard drive, right? I worked on cabling, BMC cabling, fiber optic terminations in Ready Labs, and connecting the SAP labs and SAP lab, in the sense not SAP company lab, Ready Labs lab, data center, EDP center we used to call. And then I'm looking at time. So see, from novel Microsoft I learned Oracle, and then keep upgrading technologies, right? If while aiming it you will accumulate some knowledge, right? Parallelly you attend interviews, but you don't need to aim for job, and you don't have job also. Applying job is job, but when you aim for certification, job will come automatically, because you keep on clear interviews, right? Whenever you stop your searching for jobs, you are dead. As long as you're in IT or anywhere, right? Let us speak about IT. So if you are in full time, it's like a government job. So you aim for GCP, you aim for AWS, you aim for Azure. Then take a 2 months, 60 days. Then keep searching for applying jobs, interviews. Then you aim for certification. The moment you clear certification, you will get a job. If you don't get a job after you clear certification, then you have to contact Kumar. Then I can spend time and study analysis, right? But now presently I cannot do that freely, man. I'm not charging any money, but let me not waste the time. So that much effort you have to put productively, then definitely you will get a job, right? That is what I did in 95. Same thing I'm doing in 2020. That is what I said. Experience is repetition of first year. Even the entire New York project, World Trade Center and all, it's all hardware side I worked on. Server, SAN, storage. That's why I got a lower back pain severely, right? And then this disk slip. That's anyway, the vendors should provide the machinery where the machine will lift 250 lb SAN and fix it. But I did manually. Whatever. So those things, technology side and places I've seen, right? Various places, various people. So when I go to any interview, I feel I'm sharing my knowledge to them, because the guy sitting there working for last 10 years, 20 years, he knows only one environment, one technology, or maybe two technologies. But I've seen 19 different client environments, 20 different environments, process, remedy, ticketing system. One guy used in another client, another customized one they may use. And also I worked on-site, offshore, and offshore on-site, and on-site, offshore, different kinds of experience. When I was talking like this, one Indian in New Jersey, he came from Guntur, professor. 99, my visa got rejected and he got it. Then he showed his passport and he said, Kumar, you have this much knowledge. Why don't you become a CEO of a company? Why didn't you start a company? What is this, man? Every man need not start a company, right? Whatever, I mean, so many haters questions, so many things. But what I want to share is, nobody share, or especially in IT folks, they don't share knowledge, they don't write books. Like I read one American wrote a book on IT career, wonderful book. So I always think that why don't Indians write books, especially from the IT side, that will helpful for the next generation, right? So yeah, I hope I gave you some positive boost energy. And recently one guy, not one, many, they called, and then they said whenever they speak to me, they will get motivated and positive energy. Whatever I'm saying is, don't, if you are in full-time job on H1B also, you have to look for another job, because you may not know when you will get fired, right, because of COVID-19. And look for consulting, that is body shops, so that they don't fire. Like a full time, if they fire, you will sit on the road. But body shops, if they don't fire during that time, somehow whatever they run the payroll, bench payroll, whatever, then you will need another project. See, the disadvantage with the body shops is you change projects, you don't change employer. Whereas full time, if employer change, gone, fire gone, you have to look for another employer. Full time, very tough. And all clients may not sponsor the H1B, right? Whereas body shop, you change you don't change employer, you only change the projects. So that's how I've done 20 projects, right? 20 different clients. That's why some people, they ask questions, why Kumar change projects? They have no clue, my haters. If you work more than 2 months in one project, you are dead, man, because you don't improve the knowledge unless the client do any migrations or new projects are coming up, is a different story altogether. But otherwise your knowledge gets stuck and you stuck in same place. You never attend any interviews, you don't have any. That's why when I came initially to US, one of my friend told, we can go back and work as a vice president or CEO to a company also, because we in H1B or in life in America, you will acquire those many skills and that kind of knowledge and whatever. Technology one side, right? Many H1Bs, why they fail? Because they are not good at sales, that is bargaining price. That is what recruiters from India who pass 10th grade or BTech, they are doing it, because they don't need to work technically, right? They all need to bargain with the vendors. So that bargaining power, if you have technology and sales, then you can start a company. If you are only technology, then you always look for job. You are only sales, then you always work as a salesman. But if you mix both, then you can start a company. To start a company, all you need is a network, not money. And money is always a byproduct. You should never look for, I never worried for money. Though I always live on credit, Money is a byproduct. I'm talking in this video about technology, career, certification. I'm repeating for your sake. So you always aim for certification, then definitely you will hit any kind of a job. Because you aim high, right? So if you aim for job, you will fail. You aim for certification, then people, market demand, they will come and call you and take you. Hope you got this point. Thank you.